welcome to another exciting episode of Dayspring Discussions. I'm your host, Sean McGahee, and this is a show where we talk about movies, TV, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books. If you geek out about it, we're going to talk about it. You can listen to Dayspring Discussions on YouTube, iTunes, Podomatic, and Patreon, and contact Dayspring Discussions on the Facebook group, Twitter account, or dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Well, happy Monday, everyone. It is a beautiful President's Day here in Austin, Texas. One of the more warmer days we've had in a while. It's in the 70s, so I went outside, enjoying the day. It's a little windy, but that didn't stop me from going and exercising, shooting some hoops at the local basketball court. You know how I do it. But anyway, guys, we are here to talk about one thing, and that is Black Panther. So originally, I was going to try to do a review this weekend with Lisa, my wife, but we had a bit of a hectic schedule. Yesterday was our daughter's joint birthday party with our niece, and we just couldn't get anything done. By the time we were done with the party and got back home, we were all just exhausted. I was going to watch the Women's USA hockey team semifinals against Finland. I passed out before the game even started, before 10 o'clock. So as you can see, didn't get a chance to do that this weekend, so that's what I'm going to do today. Hopefully you've seen the film. Judging by the box office numbers, I think you have. The film was the 5th highest grossing in Hollywood history. That's right, $192 million. They're estimating it might even hit $200 million after they count the rest of Sunday night stuff. So amazing. And I got to say, it's well worth it. If this was a really good film, a very significant film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, in the superhero genre, in the world, really. Now, before the film even came out, it's got a lot of controversy surrounding it. You got dumbasses trying to make the film have a bad rating on Rotten Tomatoes. You got other people that, on the opposite side, are just, trying to give it a really good rating. Neither have seen the film. I knew that it was going to be good. Critics came out, early reviews said it's good. Film pundits that I trust said it was good, so I was trying to keep my expectations low. So I went in Friday night to watch the movie, and I gotta say I liked it. I didn't love it. I liked it. Probably the top half of the MCU films for me, but it wasn't phenomenal, in my opinion. But then again, a very enjoyable film. I probably won't see it a second time, but I'm definitely going to pick it up when it comes out on Blu-ray. So from those, you can kind of see I'm, kind of in the middle about it. I liked it. If I gave it a rating, it'd probably be B-, I guess. So what I'm going to do, I like to go through cast members, plot points, stuff like that. Before I do that, I'm going to go through just a few nitpick things that I didn't like about the film. And that way I can get into other stuff here in a bit, kind of end on a good note. Okay, starting off, Marvel has been known for, in recent films, being a little too jokey. I mean, people have called them out on it, especially when you compare them to the DCU films that have gone dark, try to go the opposite way to be very different from Marvel. Thor Ragnarok, the last MCU film we saw, I did not like. Why? Because it was full of joke. Didn't like it at all. With this one, it had the jokes, but it also had the serious tone in it. And I like that the Marvel movies have the mixture of the jokes and the action and the drama. It's that perfect blend, to me, that makes an enjoyable film. This one, I think, had that. It wasn't too jokey. There was one or two times they threw out a little too much. I get it. But like most films, I always say, if I enjoy the rest of the film, I'm willing to forgive what it did wrong. Like with Batman v Superman, I say the things that film did wrong outweighed the films did right. And it's kind of the thing with Black Panther. I think this film did enough things right to counteract the few things I didn't enjoy about it, such as one or two jokes that didn't quite hit with me that I thought were too much. There is the Marvel formula, though. The Marvel formula that is just... The reason I didn't love the film is because I wasn't really excited for it. I mean, I kind of knew how it was going to end. I kind of knew what was going to happen from the beginning. I wasn't surprised at all. Now, granted, not a lot of the Marvel films really surprise you too much. So, just give you a little background, of course, on the Black Panther character. Going back, he was made by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, which I enjoyed the Stan Lee cameo in this movie. I thought it was very well done. First appeared in Fantastic Four number 52 back in 1966, aka the Silver Age of comic books. I've actually read this issue. Black Panther is one of those characters that I've read a little bit of, but not a lot. When it comes to Marvel, X-Men, Captain America, Daredevil, Iron Fist, those are kind of my core that I really follow the titles no matter who's writing them. In the MCU now, we're having the secondary set of characters come in. Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Black Panther, you have Captain Marvel coming in soon, and Spider-Man. Spider-Man's probably the one I know the most of. I've read a little bit of Ant-Man, not so much Doctor Strange, but out of those characters, those three really, Black Panther is probably the one I've read the most of. So I know him a little bit better, but not that well. I'm not even going to say that I'm a Black Panther fan, because that would be lying to you. But I do know who the character is, and what he's about pretty much. The film was directed by Ryan Coogler, who recently just did Creed, and before that, Fruitvale Station. This is his third major motion picture, and not too bad for your third attempt. Fruitvale Station, I thought it was okay. Creed, I loved. I was surprised how much I loved Creed. And so when they said he was going to direct Black Panther, I was all about it. Now this film, of course, being known for having a mainly black cast. You got Martin Freeman in there, and you got Andy Serkis, as they say, the Tolkien guys. The rest of them are African American. And I love that people are loving this film. I love that it's different from other Marvel films. I love that we're getting away and bringing new people who might not watch Marvel movies into it just because of the diversity. I know as a white man it didn't, sound great coming from my eyes, but in any event, I still enjoyed this film, and I just want to walk through it now, go through characters, we'll go through some plot points. You guys fire back on the social media account and on the Gmail account and let me know what you think. All right, starting off, Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa, aka the Black Panther. Now, I first saw T'Challa in 2016's Captain America Civil War. He popped up. People really liked him. I really liked him. Thought he was a great character. And in this one, he's leading it off. I thought he did a good job. He carried the film very well. I like Chadwick Boseman as an actor. He's done other significant African-American roles, such as Jackie Robinson and Jackie Brown. And now he's playing T'Challa, another dominant black figure in American culture. With this one, his character was the journey. And with him, I like that he had gone on two separate journeys on this one. The first one was what to do now that he was with King of Wakanda. He had to decide what kind of king he wanted to be. And Wakanda had always been a secluded place, major technology, major secret. And he had to decide that he wanted to use the resources that this country had to help other people, other countries. And that was kind of a main crux in this film, such as with Michael B. Jordan's character I'm going to get to in a sec. And there's a lot of social themes in this movie as well. Talk about a powerful nation helping other lesser, more troubled nations and opening them up to being a little more vulnerable because of it. Of course, you also have this nation that gets taken over by a ruler. Of course, guys, as you know, I'm doing spoilers, so I always do spoilers. If you're new here, I'm sorry. That's just what I do. So get with the program. Go in spoilers. So anyway, the nation is, taken over by this dictator, Killmonger. And do people stay true to the values of the country and nation, or do they follow the person they don't believe with? And then this person wants to take the power or the weapons that this country has and abuse them, essentially. Use them in the wrong way. So there's a couple social messages going on here. One of which, of course, is Michael B. Jordan's character, which I guess I'll just get into Killmonger. He played his role well. I love Michael B. Jordan. Friday Night Lights alumni. Love Michael B. Jordan. It was very a stereotypical role, though, for Michael B. Jordan. Like, he was good, but it wasn't a role that I think was a stretch for Michael B. Jordan. His character really drove in and hurt T'Challa, which I like, because T'Challa, taking the mantle of king, following his father, he had his father up on a pedestal as such a good man. And then he comes to find out that his father has this secret of something bad he's ashamed of, and he abandoned his nephew essentially just to keep his country safe, and it comes back to haunt T'Challa and the country of Wakanda. So T'Challa has to learn that his father wasn't the greatest man he thought he was. He wasn't the guy that always did the right thing. He had to learn that his father had faults, just like everyone does. And that's something I think we can all relate to when we see our heroes or our parents in a certain way and come to realize they're people just like us. The lesson I thought was very good, very well done in this movie. And you could also, because of it, sympathize with Killmonger a little bit. You know, he was a child whose father had been murdered and was abandoned, had no one. And then he finds this book of his father's about his past, about Wakanda. He grows up having a rough life, you know, and then going into military and seeing violence. And he was a product of his environment. And that's why he felt like violence was the way to go. He wanted to take these ultimate weapons that Wakanda had and put them out into the world so people could use them to stop all the bad things he felt was happening in the world. The problem is Wakanda has been a secret and hiding its weapons because they feared what the outside world would do with it. And as a person who looks out as what's going on in the world, who was raised in the world, I agree, you know? I mean, I can't say I was against T'Challa's father for keeping it all a secret. So in that respect, that's Killmonger's view. And you can say it's right or wrong. That's why I think he's a better Marvel villain than what we're used to. The MCU is often judged for having not so good villains, mainly because they do their heroes so well. But with Killmonger, I think they got a good one on their hands. Would I put him in the top 3? Maybe. Definitely top 5, I think. But the fact that you could see his side of it, and you could see where he was coming from, why he thought he was doing the right thing, I like that in the villain. So, okay, next up we have Lupita Nyong'o as Nakia. Lupita Nyong'o, just a great talent, Oscar Award winner for 12 Years a Slave. She also plays Maz Kanata on Star Wars. She just covered in CGI. Great talent, and she did a great job in this film. Her character was a great, strong character. A lot of those female superhero fatales, they, you know, sometimes appear a little weak because you have your strong hero. In that first round of phase 1 of MCU movies, the only strong female love interest I think we got was Sharon Carter, which I still love Sharon Carter. I love Haley Atwell. My wife loves Haley Atwell and Sharon Carter. The other ones, say Gwyneth Paltrow, was sassy. I get it. She's got that strong tone. And so was Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. But I feel like they could take care of themselves in that sense. But she was great. You could see, you know, her divide between wanting to be with T'Challa and wanting to do good in the world. She was a spy out in the world trying to take care of people. And by the end of the film, T'Challa finds a way for her to do both, which is great. I'm hoping she's going to be in Infinity War. I'm sure she will be. But I'm excited to see how her and T'Challa relationships progress in the Black Panther sequel, because they haven't announced it yet, but we know there's going to be a sequel. And she's just beautiful to boot. So just great job on that one. Next up, we have Dana Goria. I'm going to butcher these names, guys. Sorry, that sounded as Oki. And again, I complete his bodyguard. Okay, his bodyguard. That's all I got to say. You know who I'm talking about. That was the thing about Wakanda, is their strong guardians are all females. And it's a nice shift from, you know, what we usually see in films. It was awesome to see it. She was a humorous character. She protected T'Challa, even though he doesn't need protection. But in any event, it was a great character, and I'm excited again to see her hopefully in an Infinity War. Martin Freeman as Everett Ross. He first came on in Captain America Civil War as a government agent, and turns to find out that both he and T'Challa are both hunting for Ulysses Claw, played by Andy Serkis, and through a chain of events, he ends up in Wakanda. This was kind of a turning point in the film because It was the first time that anyone had let an outsider into Wakanda. And again, that goes into T'Challa's journey from wanting to use Wakanda to help the rest of the world. First time they let an outsider in, it was very significant for the story, for the character. And from there, I felt like he didn't do much. I was talking to Lisa about it, and I felt like, yeah, he was there as an outsider and kind of shows the change for T'Challa. But other than that, he really didn't do that much. Lisa's like, oh, but he flew the plane. I'm like, yeah, but anybody could have done that. Why was this character so significant at the end of the film based on who he was? And he really wasn't. Now, I don't think we're going to see him in Infinity War, but I can grant it we'll probably see him in Black Panther. I think he and T'Challa have gotten a relationship, and he's going to be kind of an emissary from the U.S. to Wakanda. I think we're going to see more of that in a Black Panther sequel. Speaking of Claw, Andy Serkis, of course, is back reprising his role as the terrorist. It wasn't a big part, but he was in it enough to serve the purpose, especially for his part with Killmonger. Serkis does what he does. Even when he's not a complete CGI character, Serkis is great. He does great. Overall, just a good actor. I was a little sad to see the character go. I would like to see him continue in other parts of the MCU. Like, he could be a good Captain America villain as a terrorist, or even an Iron Man villain down the road. But, oh well, his time has come. But I'm sure the MCU is not going to leave Andy Serkis in the dust. I'm sure they've got other plans for him as some kind of CGI character. I can imagine. I know he helped Mark Ruffalo with his whole Hulk body movement. I'm sure he's worked with Josh Brolin for Thanos in Infinity War, so I'm sure this isn't the end of the relationship between Andy Serkis and Marvel Studios. Continuing down the list, guys, we got Letitia Wright as Shuri, or T'Challa's sister. Now, there was a short run of the comic books. This is one of the few Black Panther comic books I read where his sister actually took over the mantle of Black Panther while he was gone. It was an interesting read, and you should check it out. But to me, Shuri was really the highlight of the film. She is this young, highly intelligent woman who makes all the gadgets, almost like a Q if T'Challa's James Bond. And she was great. She was funny, she was lighthearted, she was highly intelligent. Word has it that people in the MCU said she's smarter than Tony Stark, and I think she's coming back for Infinity War. As soon as I got done with the film, I can't wait to see her and Tony next to each other, bouncing ideas off each other. I just hope she doesn't create a killer robot like Tony does. And that's maybe why she's a better version of Tony Stark than Tony is. There's also in the comic books right now, I know you have, what is it? Iron Maiden, I think is her name, the female Iron Man or whatever. And I know it's not Shuri in the comics, but I can definitely see if Robert Downey Jr. leaves as Iron Man, let Shuri take over. Let Letitia Wright make her own armor with Wakandan technology. That would be awesome. I would be 100% behind that. Anyway, Shuri, highlight of the film for me, did a great job. Daniel Kaluuya, totally read that, as W'Kabi. Now, Daniel, best known for Get Out, the hit film from last year. He plays T'Challa's friend, who kind of turned against him in this one. I'm very curious to see. The whole premise is that Wakanda is part of 5 tribes that are brought together under Black Panther, and when a new king is crowned, you have the other tribes that can challenge for being king of Wakanda. And one of them does, M'Baku, who is a little different than what he was in the comic books, which actually made him a little more entertaining, so I enjoyed that. But W'Kabi was his friend, and then when Killmonger shows up, giving him the thing he wants the most, which is Claw dead, he turns against T'Challa. Not cool. You don't turn against your friends like that. So that's something that kind of brought me out. I'm like, look, obviously they have a friendship. They were pretty much best friends, and just because some guy you don't even know brings you, something you want, or I don't care what it is, you don't turn against your best friend. So that kind of took me out of it a little bit. But also, that's also a good setup for the Black Panther sequel, with the tribes kind of divided when it came to Killmonger, when it came to this civil war between Killmonger and T'Challa. I want to see more of the healing process because it can't be done just like that. I think the fact that T'Challa wants to use Wakanda to help the rest of the world now, that's going to have some divide among the tribes as well. And it's going to create a good basis for a storyline for Black Panther 2. Okay, moving on here. Let's see. Sterling K. Brown. I totally forgot he was going to be in this film. Played T'Challa's uncle in some flashbacks. Did a great job. Awesome. Love Sterling K. Brown. Angela Bassett as T'Challa's mother, Ramonda. I know I said that wrong. It's awesome because when the trailer came out for Black Panther and people saw that white hair on her, they immediately snapped and said Storm. Back when Wizard Magazine still published magazines, they used to have something called casting call. Before all the comic book movies were getting made, they would say what actor they want to play which character. And back in like the mid-90s, they did an X-Men one. And they had Patrick Stewart as Professor Xavier, do tell, Robert De Niro as Wolverine, and then you had Angela Bassett as Storm. So when I see the white hair on her, I immediately think Storm, of course. She looks great. Didn't have a great role, but served her role well. Same thing with Forrest Whitaker as Zuri, the father figure, or his father's friend, the priest of Wakanda, I guess you could say. I was thinking that when he died, it would have been surprising if he wasn't the only casualty. Like either his guard would have died, or even his sister, or something like that. But the mentor has to go in the origin story. I get it. It happens. Forrest Whitaker, always a great actor no matter what he does. You know, I'm just almost done with my Star Wars Rebels review, and I'm on the Season 4 episode with Forrest Whitaker as Saw Gerrera. And to me, he did such a job just in the voice casting as Saw Gerrera. Lets you know just how good of an actor Forrest Whitaker is. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's kind of the main cast that I've run down. So, and I'm running late on my time. But again, I liked the film. I didn't love it. I'm going to buy it on Blu-ray, but I'm not going to see it in theaters. So, let you know how I feel about it. I am glad that it's getting so much attention. I'm glad that it's doing so well. And who knows? I have a movie pass. Maybe sometime this week, if I'm bored, I might go see it again. But I got a lot of stuff I got to watch right now. Of course, Winter Olympics, Lisa and I are watching. Got Star Wars Rebels coming up tonight. And I just pulled all my MCU films out of my Blu-ray collection and put them in order. I'm going to watch them in chronological order. The only one I think I may skip, though, is Iron Man 3 because, one, it's one of my least favorite MCU films. And two, nothing happens in there that I think services the rest of the MCU, let alone leading to Infinity War. The post-credit scenes, I think the middle one, of course, T'Challa talking to the UN about Wakanda and wanting to help the world now, revealing what they truly are to the world. That goes back into the formulaic stuff. I felt like it was kind of like at the end of Iron Man. And my friend Josh, who went and saw the movie with me, as soon as he was done, we both agreed the film was like a mixture of like Iron Man and Lion King, which again, after I think about it, of course, you know, you had Spider-Man in his iron suit, and Doctor Strange felt very formulaic as far as almost like following the Iron Man formula as well. Whatever, you know, it's to me, it's just becoming predictable, and I like the film, I like the characters, I like the message it was, but there were just, you know, it wasn't surprising enough for me. But I did enjoy it. I do like the film. If you have not seen it, I spoiled it all for you guys. So go see it anyway. If you want, borrow my movie pass because I really want everyone to go see this film because I enjoyed it so much. But now, Infinity War, guys. We are a little over 2 months away from Infinity War. Like I said, I pulled my MCU movies out. I put them in chronological order. As soon as I buy my tickets for Infinity War, I'm going to start watching them. Now, like I said, I'm not going to watch all of them because there's 4 or 5 of them that I don't think I need to, but there's some that I need to watch that I don't really want to, like Thor: The Dark World. I don't like that movie. I've seen it twice, but it does have an Infinity Stone in it, so just for reviewing purposes, I'm probably going to watch it. Black Panther gets me more excited for Infinity War, because, especially from the preview, it looks like they're going to be in Wakanda. We're going to see a lot of that Black Panther cast back for Infinity War. I love the world. I want to see what T'Challa's role is going to be in all this. Because, yeah, Black Panther was cool. But again, going against Thanos, I don't know, man. I mean, Thanos is pretty big. I don't know how T'Challa and his suit are going to go up against it. But then again, I'm sure Shuri could definitely give him some upgrades and to kick some ass and go toe-to-toe with Thanos. But, okay, time for you to fire back. Hit me up, Facebook group, Twitter account, dayspringdiscussions@gmail.com. Let me know what you think about Black Panther. Also, what did you think of the final post-credit scene? Of course, we thought Bucky was on ice. Turns out he's in the middle of Wakanda, chilling out. People are asking me about that. To me, I see it as a way of part of getting rid of his brainwashing. You notice that Shuri was there, and I think Shuri, being as smart as she is the one who's in charge of getting rid of all the brainwashing stuff that Hydra did to Bucky, and I think it's all part of the process. It's just another tease to Infinity War. It's all a tease to Infinity War, because Infinity War is it, guys. It's what we've been waiting 10 years for, and I, again, am so excited. So, that's it for me today. Head on to the social media group and Gmail account. Let me know what you think, guys. Let me know if I missed anything, too. So, that's it. I'm gone. Done. Until next time, may the Force be with us all.